town of Willow's End had always been quiet, too quiet, some said. It sat at the edge of a dark forest, the kind that never seemed to lose its mist, even in daylight. Every October, the fog would thicken, the nights would grow longer, and strange whispers would drift through the trees. People said it was just the wind, but no one ever dared to walk too deep into the woods after sunset, except, of course, for Eleanor Finch. Eleanor was 16, curious to a fault, and far braver than most in Willow's End. Her grandmother, Martha Finch, had been the town's storyteller before she passed away last year. Every Halloween, Martha would gather children around the fire and tell them the story of the lantern keeper, a ghost said to wander the foggy woods looking for lost souls. "It's not the darkness you should fear," she'd whisper, "but the light that walks within it." Eleanor used to laugh at that, but this Halloween felt different. The fog came early, so thick you could barely see your own hand. The street lamps flickered like candles, and the old windmill at the hilltop groaned as though something unseen pressed against it. Eleanor's mother warned her to stay in. "The fog's not right this year," she said, closing the curtains tight. "It's too heavy. Feels like it's watching, but curiosity, as always, won." That evening, while the trick-or-treaters ran through the streets in their paper masks and plastic fangs, Eleanor slipped out the back door. She wrapped her scarf tight, grabbed her flashlight, and followed the narrow path that led toward the woods. The trees loomed ahead, their branches like skeletal arms reaching out of the mist. Halfway down the path, her flashlight flickered. Once, twice, and died. "Oh, come on," she muttered, shaking it. The light sputtered weakly and then went out completely. That's when she saw it. A lantern, swinging slowly in the distance, its orange glow flickering through the fog. Eleanor froze. It was far too late for anyone to be out here. But then she remembered her grandmother's stories. The lantern keeper, the lost souls, the warnings. Her heart pounded in her chest. She told herself it was probably just Mr. Hensley, the old groundskeeper. He sometimes patrolled the woods to keep out vandals. Still, she hesitated. The glow didn't move like a human would. It swayed with a strange rhythm, almost like it floated. Against all reason, Eleanor stepped toward it. Each crunch of the leaves underfoot sounded louder than it should. The fog grew denser, wrapping around her like damp cloth. The lantern's glow brightened as she approached until she could make out a tall figure holding it. A man in an old-fashioned coat, his face hidden beneath a wide-brimmed hat. "Hello," she called. "Who's there?" The figure didn't answer. The lantern turned slightly, casting a warm orange light across his gloved hand. He began to walk deeper into the trees. "Wait!" Eleanor shouted, but her voice came out muffled, swallowed by the fog. She followed. The forest twisted as though alive. The trees leaned closer, the air thick with the smell of wet earth and something else, something metallic. The ground felt soft beneath her feet, as if it had been freshly dug. The lantern's glow always seemed just out of reach, no matter how fast she walked. Then suddenly the fog parted. She stepped into a small clearing she'd never seen before. In the center stood a crumbling stone well, covered in moss. The figure stood beside it, lantern raised, illuminating carvings on the stones. Names, dozens of them, etched deep into the rock. Some were so old the letters had faded completely. Eleanor's stomach tightened. One name stood out among the rest, fresh and clear. Martha Finch, her grandmother's name. Her breath hitched. "What? How?" she whispered. The man turned. For the first time, she saw his face, or what was left of it. Pale, hollow cheeks, eyes that burned faintly orange, as though the light of the lantern shone from within him. His voice when he spoke sounded like wind over dry leaves. "She called to me," he said softly. "And now, so do you." Eleanor stumbled back. "No, you're not real." He tilted his head. "Am I not?" "You followed the light. You wanted to know." He stepped closer. The fog seemed to thicken around them, pulsing like breath. Eleanor wanted to run, but her legs refused to move. "What do you want?" she whispered. "To finish what she began." He raised the lantern higher, and the carvings on the well glowed faintly. Beneath her grandmother's name, space remained, enough for one more. Eleanor's heart pounded. She didn't! She wasn't! This isn't real! But the man only smiled, the corners of his cracked lips twitching. Names are not written by the living. They are chosen by the lost suddenly. The ground beneath her feet gave way. She screamed as she fell, landing hard on damp earth. When she looked up, the clearing was gone. The light, the fog, the man all vanished. Only the fane,